it flat out, and I mean, you could do it a number of ways, but it took an amount of courage, because in those days cars had no downforce whatsoever. A kite would actually have as much downforce, but in the meantime Montoya out on track and going to go quicker, I suspect.
Yes, Montoya, well, he was very quick on the first sector, but he slowed down a bit on the second sector. Now we're on board with Kimi Raikkonen. Now McLaren Mercedes, as we heard earlier on in this, have underperformed so far this year. They've had one finish out of 4 attempts. Kimi Raikkonen getting the podium, of course, in the first race of the year in Melbourne, but David Coulthard failing to finish either race so far. Let's just see what it is across the line. Montoya has already set the pace, and Raikkonen there, 7th fastest with that.
Now, has he kept the engine running or not? I think he's lost the engine, and that is a real, unless he's just waiting for all the traffic. He's got a wave flag you can see ahead of him. He can't, he's blind. This is a blind spot for the cars that are coming around the first part of that S's.
You can see the area there down at the first corner. It's the centre S. They drop downhill. That's the area that Peter was standing in just a moment ago. Peter was standing off to the right of the picture there, and he was showing us that descent past the grandstand.
But while Raikkonen has beached Ron Dennis, Ralf Schumacher has gone quickest, 1:16.645. He was on the part of the circuit which was not affected by that yellow flag. He will be now, of course. But Kimi just let the back end drift out. Again, it illustrates that the racetrack is, we keep calling it green. It means that there's not sufficient rubber yet down on the circuit, and that part of the track, low downforce, low speed. So if you get too keen on the steering wheel, or you've got a car that is a fundamentally oversteering car, which is what Raikkonen tends to like, then the back end breaks away, the pendulum effect takes over, momentum spins you around, and it ain't going to change, my friend. It ain't going to move.
That's right. I think he is stuck there. Meanwhile, his teammate David Coulthard has moved up to 3rd fastest. Regulations, as you say, John, that they have to have an external way of the marshals being able to put it into neutral for exactly that problem, and well, at least they've managed to push it, but now it looks as though it might be beached.
Well, they've got to find a way to get that car clear. I suspect you almost look to see a red flag, because the car cannot remain there, and for them to move it, they've got to push it across track. And while there are waved yellow flags all the way up into this corner, racing drivers think they know better.
Yeah, they do, and well, it's hurting everybody, because nobody can really put in a very super fast time with the car stuck down there. Let's take another look at it from the onboard camera.
Everything's normal here. Oh, all of a sudden, just the way the car was beached, I wanted to have a look and see if there's something in the right-hand corner of the car that looked slightly odd. Maybe it was just the angle of the car. No, I think it's just down to Raikkonen maybe being a little bit too anxious to set and establish a time in the team to go quicker than teammate David Coulthard.
Look at the times. Schumacher with that very fast time he's already set. That's Ralf Schumacher in the Williams, of course. The two Williams, 1st and 2nd. Fisichella's popped up to 5th place now in the Jordan Honda. So that's a little bit of an improvement as we look further on down the list. Fastest track times mainly for the Williams cars, and no great surprise there. Ralf Schumacher with the highest speed so far of 314. That's Coulthard's gone off.
Well, both McLarens, I mean, I can't believe what we're watching. We see it. Raikkonen's off track. David Coulthard is now. Both McLarens off track. One has not got the chance to continue the session, and I think David Coulthard has managed to keep the engine running. He's got it. Well, the red, they see the track is now gone red. That is to remove the car, Kimi Raikkonen's car, but David Coulthard, he must still think he's in, well, I don't know. He's spun. That's the corner that leads on to start, finish straight. That uphill left-hand corner. So red flag to remove Raikkonen's car, and I'll tell you what, McLaren must have thought, what have we done? We've had a rough start to the season, and now both drivers off track. Well, Raikkonen out of the car. He'll not be allowed to continue for the rest of the